Multi-exclusive dimensional being Kai with another exclusive. Today's video is going to be about happy celestial day to all of my Scorpios. So basically this is Scorpio season now. Know what I'm saying? It's still on the cups though because it's Libra, a little aspect. But once you get 3 days in prior, then we're gonna be fully into Scorpio season. So today is the first day. Tomorrow will be the second day. And the third day will be Sunday when the moon enters Pisces. But of course, when we're talking about coming to Scorpio, this is your actions. This is how you relate to society. This is how others see you with your two eyes. This is what you see with your two eyes. And you're going to be expressing yourself in two ways. Not only physically, but intentionally too. Because this is behind the scenes. Everybody's going to feel the need to basically retreat to their rut. Basically detach and get into scenarios as far as not being too open and not being too expressive. But basically, this is the best time to basically do that because this is also relating to spiritual growth when we're talking about Sun and Scorpio. Because when we talk about Scorpio, see, look, a lot of people will be like they hate Scorpios and shit, but you got to look at it like this. Aries and Scorpio is similar to the same thing, but the only thing is, Aries is playing the masculine side. Scorpio is playing basically the feminine side. And when we're talking about Aries, Aries is basically fire. Scorpio is water. So basically, you got fire, and you got water to the elements. So basically, these plays out in two spectrums. So basically, when we displaying this, this is what we're gonna be acting out. And dark ways of thinking and dark ways of communicating. You may want to find a fuck buddy during this time. You may want to be up under somebody during this time. You may want to express yourself. The weather getting cold, you may want to have a cuffing partner. You may be used as a crutch during this time. Whole lot of dark issues can be basically playing up. You may express yourself in an egotistical way. You may not get certain reactions as far as how you get them, but don't down yourself. For me, everything takes time. This is basically for you to find yourself and find your hidden healing energies to basically express this. So basically, don't be too open. For me, things may be a lot of secrets may be basically discovered also because we got Mercury and Scorpio, and that's basically when Mercury is in Scorpio, the way we think and communicate and the way we interact is basically going to be very deep. Some people may be getting investigated during this time, and of course there's a whole lot of dark shit going on too, especially in this world too. And basically when we got the moon in Aquarius, you're gonna be reacting and responding to groups, matters, and circumstances, situations like that. Feel me? Try not to be guilty by association too, because it plays out into this whole spectrum as far as the sun being in Scorpio. This can go in two ways: rebirth, regeneration, and also death. Now I'm saying death is basically a death to the way you express yourself or the way you do things, especially behind closed doors. You may be basically coming out your cage, or you maybe going to your cage, or you may be stuck into your cage and basically not want to display things. So at this 30-day process, you want to basically utilize yourself into shadow work. And then you can express yourself. Basically, when we're talking about shadow work, we're talking about internal work, intentional work. We're not talking about external work. Feel me? Because they taught you how to basically do things left brain, aka which how you display yourself physically in an outward directly manner. You don't really know internally. You don't really know yourself. So that's why they have all kind of concepts of far as psychological issues, or basically going to rehab, or going to psychotherapies and stuff like that. Now, before we get deep into that conversation, also too, Scorpios, they very deep as far as healing. So get you a little Scorpio during this time too. Make sure they heal you. Make sure they heal your presence. Make sure they heal you up. Know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that as far as use them as a crutch. I'm just saying that they're very good with basically health issues as far as like healing people and stuff like that. So if you know any Scorpio as far as whether they spiritual or not spiritual, some Scorpios they have hidden talents, but we may never know because some of them is basically so caged in and behind the scenes they don't like basically being out there. And of course, Scorpio get attacked by dark spirits, especially the sun signs too. So this is what we all gonna be basically experiencing. This go high. We're gonna basically be in the space and location of motherfucking Scorpio. So basically, we're gonna be basically enticing these energies and basically picking this up. So don't take it personal, feel me? Just know that we all got a dark side to ourselves and the way we don't want to see others to basically display. So you gotta be very careful, especially when we're talking about this season and shit. But I'm about to run down the houses real quick, and basically explain to you guys what you're going to basically be experiencing as far as that. Then we got the moon and motherfucking Aquarius. So when we talking about Scorpio in your first house, so basically this is displaying transformation towards your personal life as far as people, places, and things, circumstances, situations, insecurities, and also self-doubt too. This can play an aspect as far as, especially knowing that you are motherfucking Virgo rising in this spectrum. You may be going through overthinking and overanalyzing things about your life, circumstances, and situations. So you may display yourself in different attributes or different ways, but try to basically put your transformation towards things in a pursuitable manner. Try not to basically be all over the place. For me, try not to take on too many projects and stuff. Don't self doubt yourself, but basically too. And you may have a lot of conflicts and may have a lot of confrontations too. So try not to basically put yourself in that circumstance situation of being seen in that light. For me, and if you are, try to like do it in ways where you can basically heal people and basically they can learn from you in many aspects and shit. For me, don't try to be too much of a service to people because they may try to take advantage of you. And of course, when you got this in Aries too, this can also play out into spectrums of you basically being too open and others may be taking advantage of you during this time too. So it may backfire in many ways. So, or you may be basically doing the opposite too, or just using this as a crutch. When we talking about Taurus, you may be too fixated in your ways and shit. You may be basically be getting used as a vessel as far as people, places, and things, circumstances, situations. So you may be going through a whole lot of transformational issues as far as your values, things that you value, people that you value. They may be trying to take advantage of you during this time and shit. So try not to put yourself in the circumstance situations of basically being out there or being too open. Try to basically sit back and investigate shit and try to figure out who, what, when, where, why, and how, on how you basically need to go about as far as like changing your ways and expressing to basically being too open hearted. Feel me? Because there's one thing to try to find balance with other people's and things and values in your life, but basically these things may be taken away from you, and this can basically be a test, but from the universe to basically see or how you react to certain things and circumstances, situations. For me, basically make sure you put yourself in a circumstance situation where you're not basically putting yourself in a down made state and basically overwhelming yourself about these things. And of course, if you got a moon in Taurus, you can be receiving these natures. Uh, Gemini, we're gonna be going through transformations as far as our environment, people, places, and things, circumstances, situations. As far as like we can be the person, place, and thing that's displaying negative energy, or basically being moody, being that Mercury is in Scorpio. Mercury also governs motherfucking Gemini and Virgo. So basically, this could be played out many actions as far as people, places, and things reappearing back in our life. People that we may not get along with. Also, this can play a part as far as our siblings. We may get into arguments or fights with our siblings during this time and shit too. So this can play out many ways. So basically, watch out for yourself in circumstances, situations like that. Try not to be guilty by association, because you already in this vibe. You're already attracting this basically, because you're already a Scorpio ascendant. So basically, you may be basically behind the scenes or maybe private, or you may go to a party, may be experiencing a circumstance, situation, transformational issues. So try not to basically be too open. Try to sit back and relax yourself, and try not to be in circumstance situations where you putting yourself out there, because it's very mixy. There's a whole lot of shit going on in the sky. So put yourself in a circumstance situation where you're basically being more stable and more practical with the way you think, and especially you can go to a lot of mental pursuits the way you think in certain reasons, certain occasions. Cancer, you're going to be going through transformational issues as far as like your home matters, your private matters, and stuff like that. Try not to basically detach from your family members. Try not to push them to the side for me, because they could be loving and caring for you during this time. So try not to put yourself in that manner as far as like detaching from them, because for me, they may need your healing as far as you can help these people too. For me, they might be needing a little nurturing caring, or you basically may be needing it too, because remember, you're the moon, so you're picking up a whole lot of feelings and emotions. And remember, these feelings and emotions ain't yours, so you gotta always question these things. But like, wait, why am I feeling like this? Who's attacking me? What's going on? For me, don't just basically eat with how you was. Don't basically just eat what you're feeling. Question these things and basically go within and find out who, what, when, where, why, and how, who's attacking. These could be your ancestors trying to get back to you too. So basically, don't put yourself in that circumstance, situation, attachment. And if you got a moon in Cancer, you're going to be receiving this energy from people. Leos, you're going to be basically going through a whole lot of transformational issues as far as your romance, self-expression, people, places, and things that you want to take center stage for me. You might basically be in an environment, or you may be in a circumstance situation where you wasn't able to fully express your talents and stuff. So you may be put into a circumstance situation where you're finally able to do this, but try to have respect for other people, places, and things, because they're looking at you, and basically you're key. So if you basically downsizing other people and you're not expressing and having balance in between, things gonna get a little shaky. Feel me? And you don't want things to get a little too shaky and shit, because this can play out into many spectrums and shit. Because this can go very deep. So you may be basically, you may have a lot of you may have a lot of limitations and restrictions as far as like how you want to see yourself into the public arena. Try not to basically do that. For me, try not to be too selfish and shit. Try not to basically shoot somebody else down. Remember, at the end of the day, you need the crowd to basically support you. And if you're shooting at a crowd, then everybody gonna leave out. And basically, that's gonna be like motherfucking Are We There Yet? When Ice Cube was basically being selfish towards the motherfucking people in the back, and that what happened. Everybody left him. You don't want to basically play with Ice Cube mentality. Also, when we talk about Virgo, you're gonna be going through transformational issues as far as like your health, daily routines, private matters and shit. And this is a sex house, so you got the opportunity to basically transform yourself and basically find a more harmonious satisfaction environment for yourself, or you can basically be used as a crutch where you don't want to basically get out of this routine pattern. Basically, remember, routine pattern is like hell. So basically, when you keep doing something over and over and over and over again, it becomes very dramatic and very chaotic and shit, to the point you may have a lot of anxiety issues. You may be depressed, and you may go through a whole lot of PTSD, or you may go through a whole lot of committing suicide as far as killing yourself. So try to like basically have balance and shit. Try to like put yourself in a circumstance situation where you're not being used as a vessel. Try to like basically take a vacation, go somewhere and enjoy yourself. Feel me? A lot of y'all Virgos, y'all be going deep when we talk about hard surface levels. So basically, try to have balance during this time. Even though motherfucking Virgo falls in Libra, but basically now when we talk about Libra, you're gonna go through a whole lot of transformational issues as far as motherfucking relationships, balance, and you may be clutching on to old relationships, past issues, or person. Feel me? You may get into your freaky desires. You may get into your freaky nature. Feel me? You just may have a fuck buddy during this time and shit. You just may be using them for that. Try not to basically put yourself in a circumstance situation being too open, because a whole lot of secrets can basically be revealed. Feel me? You don't be too out there and shit. Scorpio, you're gonna basically have go through a whole lot of transformational issues as far as like things being open. A whole lot of secrets may be revealed as far as depending on how good you are with covering your investigations, or people may be trying to investigate you. People, places, things may be trying to like look towards you or be open to you and shit. Feel me? Try to like listen to your gut issues, basically listen to your ancestors and shit, because they may be basically leading you into ways where you shouldn't be putting yourself in these circumstances, situations and shit. So the light is gonna basically be keyed on you. Try not to get too much close into your possessions and shit. You may be used as a vessel and shit. You may lose your car. You may lose your wallet. Try to be very careful during this time. Sagittarius, you're gonna be going through transformation issues as far as your beliefs, your philosophies, and your faith. I mean, try not to basically put your beliefs on other people. Feel me? Not everybody believes in Jesus Christ, or everybody believes in this figure and shit. Feel me? Try not to get into debates. Try not to basically be putting all your circumstance situations out there and shit. We don't need that during this time. Feel me? And motherfucking Capricorns. For me, this is gonna basically doing the transformational issues with your business and career and shit. Try not to be too gossipy and shit. For me, it's one thing you may be being selfish during this time. You may be trying to like steal other people's shine, or basically be hating on people during this time too. So this might put you in a circumstance situation where you may be too gossipy, and maybe putting yourself in ways where you might be just trying to have your hand to every cookie jar and shit, but basically you're not trying to open yourself up to other people, places, and things, and basically have others eat. So you may be too selfish during this time. Try not to do that. Also, Aquarius, you're gonna be going through transformational issues with deeply associated with people, places, things, and groups. As far as people you may get in touch with, try not to be guilty by association. Everybody don't need fixing. Everybody don't need healing. Everybody don't need nourishment and shit. Feel me? And you might put yourself in a circumstance situation where your ass might get killed. For me, you may be too out there, too open and shit towards other people, places, and things, and your ass gonna go to a circumstance situation where you can get caught up or get something that you didn't want to basically be with, or you may sleep with somebody that you may think everything was cool, but it wasn't. So try not to put yourself in that circumstance situation. Of course, last but not least, Pisces, you're gonna be going through deep transformations as far as your dreams, imagination, your visions and shit. You feel me? You could be your worst enemy during this time. Try not to self-doubt yourself. Try not to put yourself in circumstance situations of thinking that everybody may be after you or some shit like that. Try not to be doing no witchcraft or spells or rituals and shit. You may be going through a transformational point. Even though the sun is Scorpio, it may be a full moon in Scorpio with your ass. So try to sit down, chill, and take a breathe and shit. But basically believe in yourself. But you need a quiet space to basically channel it. And that's real shit.